Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time here, my name is Beck. Thank you so much for joining me. So today's video is the first one since going back to the Slimming groups. And it was all really well organised. Everything was set out as you would expect it to in Wales. I think I said it last week on last week's video that we're still not able to sit and have the image therapy there. So there is a Zoom call after, which I actually didn't know about until I'd come home. And then I saw it on my Slimming group, by which time I'd already made plans for the afternoon. So I didn't get to do the image therapy on Saturday just gone. So I'll make sure that until we're back in group properly, that I will make an effort to attend, as long as I'm not doing anything. So I was a little bit nervous, not just because it was a different scales, but because I'd been away the week before. I'd been camping the night before I was away, and I'd been out for a meal. Now, as you did see, I was really good. I say really good. I had the salad, the Caesar salad for my main course, and we had a cheese board for dessert between all of us. So I was fine with that. Obviously, it was sins that I didn't count because I didn't know how many was, because I just had a plate of food and then I had another plate of a few more bits of cheese, as you do when you've got a cheese board. I'm sure if anybody likes cheese, they're probably the same. And then on top of all that, it was Star Week. So that had arrived that day, probably more information than you need, but it, you know, to me, it all ties in. And I thought, do you know what, I'd weighed Friday morning, as I usually have been doing through lockdown, because we were weighing a day earlier and then sending it off to the consultants. So I thought, I'm going to weigh anyway. So I weighed on Friday morning and I gained a pound, which I was fine with, because like I said, there was, you know, reasons for it. Like me not being 100% on plan and things. And then on Saturday morning before I left, because we obviously got away in our clothes and our shoes. But I think it was Natalie, thank you Natalie, one of my subscribers, who very kindly said, I don't know whether she'd gone through weighing out all her heavier shoes, or I don't know what she'd done, but she recommended the Primark flip-flops, which I did have a pair of upstairs. So I wore those because they were really light, and obviously my usual clothes. So I weighed before I left my house on obviously the scales that I've been using throughout lockdown, and that said that I put on 4.5 pounds, by which point, going to group, I was kind of dreading, because, well, not dreading, because I knew there was going to be a gain. Excuse me. I knew there was going to be a gain because I'd had the pound on the day before. But then by the time I'd obviously been out for food and then fully clothed and shoes and things, 4.5 pounds. So I went to group, and I mean, it was, like I say, it was really well set out, and social distancing was perfect. There was arrows, everybody knew what they were doing, where they were going, it was fine. And it came to weigh in, and I gained 2 pounds. So I was obviously quite pleased. And do you know what? I can't be upset with that, because when I look at my book, which I still haven't had my stickies for yet, and I didn't like to ask because it was so busy. So when I look at my book and I see, before lockdown, I'd lost 1 stone 5.5, and I weighed on Saturday, and even though I've gained 2, I've still lost a total of 2 stone 10.5, and obviously all that was done in lockdown. So I was really pleased with that. There, can you see that? I don't. So I can't be upset with that. I've got 3.5 pounds to go until my 3 stone award. 2 pounds on, 3.5 pounds to my 3 stone, which I suppose if I really concentrated this week I could get, but I know that there are things, well, things have already been, but I know that I've got tomorrow, I've actually got afternoon tea booked with my cousin, but I think in the grand scheme of things, that's 1 meal out of 21 possibles. So that's all it's going to be. That's all, and I'll draw a line straight away. I'll be straight back on it. So that's where we are. Don't think I've got anything else to tell you. It's going to be a really quick one now, because as you can hear, there's nothing going on in the house. Jeff is in bed because he's nights. Kids have gone shopping. Jack's gone to the driving range. The girls have gone shopping. Jack's gone to the driving range. So I thought I'm taking the opportunity while it's quiet to record, because otherwise it's a nightmare. So that's why I'm doing it as quickly as I can, and I'm going to get it uploaded as quickly as I can too. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.